Welcome back, everybody, to my channel. Am I the a-hole for eating a snack before going home to eat my wife's dinner? My wife and I are both 32. Since we got married 5 months ago and moved in together, my wife has simply not made nearly enough food for me. This is not the kind of a situation where I'm constantly agitated with her for her incompetence, because I don't consider that she is incompetent. Let me be clear about that. My wife has every single night of our marriage done the exact same thing. She'll make a tiny dinner. I'm talking about like a Chinese chicken salad with approximately 30 grams of chicken and 10 leaves of lettuce, arranged fashionably with dressing. When I finish eating, I'm still hungry because for a 230-pound man who works a very physically challenging job, it's just not enough food. At first, I tried to openly communicate with her, but she always gets offended and takes it horribly. She would adopt a 1,000-yard stare and then begin talking about how incompetent she is and how she can't even make her husband a proper dinner. I try to calm her down with, "Oh, honey, that's not the case. I just eat too much." Or, "Don't worry about it. I can make a little bit more food for me." I try to be overwhelmingly positive. It just never works. She would always just get incredibly disappointed in herself, cry, and or take it out on me. Then she would make the same exact amount the following day. I don't know your wife, and listening to this situation, it seems to me a few things. If you had this discussion with your wife and you told her, "I need a little bit more food, I need a little bit more food," I would need to know some things. How much did you weigh before? Were you substantially smaller before? Is she used to you being a smaller size? Because this situation seems as though she is doing this intentionally. It seems as though she's trying to make you lose weight without telling you that she's making you lose weight, which is very manipulative. I would also like to know, how much food did she prepare for you before? Did she prepare more food for you before? If you were smaller, maybe she prepared more food for you before. I wish I had the answers to these questions, because without the answers to those questions, then of course I would only be assuming what I believe she's doing to you. If you are a man that has a physically challenging job, obviously you would need more nutrients. Any person that has calculated BMI, which is the basal metabolic index, knows that a bigger person is going to always need more food in order to keep their metabolism burning, right? You are not a child, and she is feeding you a teen portion. She's feeding you less than what you need. I don't know if she makes your lunch for work. What does your lunch look like? Is it nutritious? Is it protein heavy? All of these things matter because, again, you're an adult male, 32 years old. You clearly need more food than what she's giving to you. And she's pulling the sympathy card on you, which is also a very negative way to handle this situation. If you have this conversation with her tonight and tell her, "Could you please make me, 2 chicken breasts instead of 1?" And then the next night, she still makes you the same exact amount of food. She doesn't add anything additional. Chicken, lettuce, dressing. That's it. Nothing additional. She don't put any rice in it. She doesn't put any beans with it, which would add you some more protein, some more fiber, and make it more well balanced as a meal for you, who is 230 pounds. So all those things matter to me in order to make a proper assessment when it comes to this situation. I just feel like she's being manipulative right now. And then she's throwing in the waterworks after you tell her that it's still not enough food. After the communication route failed, I tried to eat her dinners as is, which again is not enough food for him. This is a working man with a big man appetite, so he should be fed accordingly. I would basically pregame her meals. Pregame meaning eat a snack before I eat her meal, but without her knowing. So I would pregame her meals with some more calories. I figured it was a win-win situation for the both of us, as what she doesn't know can't possibly hurt her. And I could have my fill of food. I would eat on my way home, walk in the door, pick at the salad or the quinoa, which I'm not a fan of quinoa either, by the way. And quinoa, again, that's not a full meal. I don't know what else she's fixing with this quinoa, but I feel bad already for you. I really feel bad that you are being made to eat this foolishness, okay? Compliment her for her delicious cooking and later dispose of the wrappers discreetly. However, 2 days ago, I was on my way home and in the line of a drive-thru. My mother-in-law saw me and came running up to the car. She ran over and greeted me. I politely asked her, in a humorous way, not to tell her daughter that she saw me, but she told her anyway. I arrived home to a furious wife who demanded details. When I provided the truth, she got extremely angry and looked legitimately hurt. I'm not good at handling confrontation, and I feel like I betrayed my wife in some way. Was I wrong? Was I the a-hole? As mentioned previously, she is gaslighting you. She's manipulating you. And to be perfectly honest, I really want to know if this is the way that your relationship has been going from the beginning. Does she throw the tears in every time you say something that she doesn't like? Does she begin to berate herself and make negative comments about herself? This could all be related to a lot of different things from her childhood. Maybe she has always tried to be perfect. I don't know. However, it's not fair to you as her husband to have to deal with the antics, because that's what this is. These are antics. These are strategies for her to manipulate you. And I'm sorry that you're having to go through this, because clearly you don't want to hurt your wife's feelings. However, you still deserve to have enough food to eat every day as a hardworking man. And you've told her, and she still seems to not want to do what you've asked her to do for whatever reason. So let's see what Reddit had to say. It's a little concerning that she goes full passive aggressive when you say something to her. It sounds like she has a really hard time when her carefully crafted mental image of herself is even slightly challenged, which is what I said. She has some type of issue, maybe a trauma from childhood, where maybe she has an eating disorder. That's another thing. She could very well have an eating disorder, so she prepares the same kind of meals for you that she would prepare for herself in a way to stay under a certain weight. However, you don't have that issue. And I would suggest I would have a heart-to-heart conversation with her and let her know, this is not going to work for me from a nutritional perspective. I really need more food. Maybe suggest that you guys cook together. And then that way you can add more food, more protein to the meals for yourself. And if that doesn't work, I would also pay very close attention to her eating habits. Does she eat? What is her eating like? And then if you notice anything, I would suggest that you suggest maybe therapy together, especially if you notice that she might have an eating disorder. I'm not saying that she does, but there's something very strange about her behavior when it comes to you. You're an adult. You don't need for her to gauge how much food you need to eat. That's very concerning to me overall. You are not the a-hole.